Today, we're diving into a major bet on the future of electric vehicles. One of India's biggest auto component makers, Uno Minda, is putting some serious money into a technology that's just absolutely critical for the EV revolution. So let's get right into the strategy behind this massive move. So let's talk numbers. The big one is 210 crore rupees. That's what Uno Minda's board just approved to build a brand new manufacturing facility, right from the ground up. And look, this isn't just some minor upgrade. This is a huge investment in a very specific and very high demand technology, advanced aluminum die casting. So what's this money actually building? Well, it's a new plant in Sambhaji Nagar, Maharashtra, and it's going to be dedicated to one thing: making high-tech aluminum die casting components. This is a super critical area for modern cars, and with this project, Uno Minda is seriously ramping up its capabilities. But you have to ask, why such a massive investment right now? Well, the answer's pretty clear. It's the electric vehicle boom. This whole move is a direct response to the incredible demand for these specialized components, not just for electric cars, but for two-wheelers too. The market is shifting fast, and Uno Minda wants to be at the front of the pack. And to really get why this matters, you have to understand just how vital this technology is. I mean, aluminum die casting isn't just another part. It's what makes the whole thing work. It lets manufacturers build those lightweight but super strong vehicle platforms that high-performance EVs simply can't exist without. And this really gets to the heart of the business case. An EV isn't just a gas car with a battery swapped in, right? It's a totally different machine. And it needs a lot more aluminum-based parts compared to your traditional internal combustion engine vehicle. That shift in materials, well, that creates a huge new market opportunity. And what are we talking about here, component-wise? It's the whole shebang. Everything from the structural parts that make up the vehicle's skeleton to the complex thermal components you need to keep the battery cool. We're also talking key parts for the EV powertrain itself and even big body applications. Advanced die casting is at the center of it all. All right, so we've covered the why. Now, let's get into the how. Let's take a closer look at the actual details of this new facility and the investment plan. So, they're building what's called a greenfield facility. That just means they're starting completely from scratch on a new piece of land. And the location in Sambhaji Nagar is really smart. It's super strategic, putting them close to their own future EV powertrain plant and, of course, other major automaker customers in the area. It's all about logistics. Now, this isn't all happening overnight. The 210 crore rupee investment is going to be rolled out in phases over the next 5 years. And the target for phase 1 to start commercial operations is set for the second quarter of fiscal year 2027. You might be wondering, where's the money for a project this big coming from? Well, they're taking a balanced approach. Part of it will come from the company's own cash reserves. That's internal accruals. And the rest is going to be financed through debt. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about one company building one factory. This is a really significant move that has major implications for the entire EV supply chain, especially inside India. It all comes down to 3 key goals. First, what's called backward integration. Basically, they'll become their own supplier for their upcoming EV powertrain plant. That gives them incredible control over cost and quality. Second, it's about localization, strengthening India's domestic manufacturing. And third, it's all designed to give them a serious competitive edge. You see, a single move like this creates a ripple effect across the whole industry. By integrating backwards, Uno Minda is helping build a more self-reliant domestic supply chain for India. More localization means less dependence on imported parts. And, of course, being physically closer to the automakers just makes the whole ecosystem run more efficiently. And the company's own statement really says it all. This isn't just a short-term play. It's a long-term commitment to building up domestic manufacturing and making sure they stay ahead of the curve as mobility evolves. So, what's the bottom line here? If you take one thing away, it should be this. This is a very calculated, very strategic investment. It's all about making sure Uno Minda becomes an absolutely essential player in India's booming EV component ecosystem. And that leaves us with a really interesting question for the future, doesn't it? As EV production keeps growing, how are these kinds of moves, where companies control more and more of their own supply chain, going to completely reshape automotive manufacturing in India? It's a trend we'll be watching very, very closely.